This is how to make your private team camp a big success. Number one, make sure, this is what I tell parents. You don't need to have 3 hours of meetings with the booster club or the board. Hey, email your parents. You guys want an awesome camp? You want to go to a summer camp, 1, 2, 3, 4 states away and travel and have spending money, and it's going to be $600, $700, $800. Or would you like the Purler wrestling camp to come to us? It's $60 a day. So a 3-day camp is $180. A 5-day camp is $295. Everyone gets a $200 video series of the entire camp. So the camp that you are doing, you get the video series streaming to your iPhone. You get this forever, parents. So that's a $200 program. And if you do a 5-day private team camp with us, I would say usually about 60% of the coaches use this for their team only. They don't open it up to the surrounding community. They just want it for their team only. In your case, you should not just write a booster club check. You should make the parents at least pay 35%. And if you want to do this as booster club only, that's fine. Make them pay a fee. Don't tell them, but then when they show up, they get their money back, and then the booster club writes a check. We charge a flat fee. It's basically, everything's based right around $38 to $40 a day per wrestler based on 40 wrestlers. So we do a 2-day camp, we do a 2.5-day, and then a 5-day private team camp. All of our private team camps are built on a 3-position wrestling camp, top, bottom, neutral. All 3 positions are covered. We focus on the very, very common positions. For example, your kids are going to get 4 or 5 front headlocks a match. Let's say 50 varsity matches, 200 times a year. They're going to have a front headlock. What's the best 2 to 3 ways to score from there? Write it down. Let's drill it 900 times. There we go. There's one common position. Your opponent's gonna grab your neck with a collar tie 8, 9 times a match. I've counted. Right? 450 times this year. Common position. So we look at these common positions, and that's what we're doing in our 3-position camp that we hold at our main wrestling facility just north of St. Louis, Missouri. But we bring that camp to you guys. And so our fee's based on $40 a day per wrestler. If you are one of the 40% of the teams who open this up to the surrounding community just to fill the camp and or to use it as a moneymaker, no exaggeration, I've had coaches make over $10,000 to $12,000. Think about the math. If you're charging $295 for a 5-day camp and you're advertising that, they're going to get about 10 matches of live a night. So they get 40 matches of live wrestling, 28, 29 hours of drill time. It's 4 hours of drill time, over 4 hours of drill time every day for 5 days. I mean, you map this out, or you just use our flyer, which I would encourage you to do, and just fill out the information and make it fit your camp. It's on their coaches packet at purlerwrestling.com under private team camps. You tell the parents, hey, you're getting all of this, and you get a $200 wrestling program, all for $295. So if you have 80 kids, that's $24,000 almost. We get $78.50. I mean, you do the math. Oh, plus hotels. So it's you're still making tons of money on the camp. And what if you say, well, we only had 40 kids? Well, there's 12,000. You still made 5, right? Without even trying, you made 5. You do have to beat the bushes. Please read our coaches packet. It's on our website. Everyone has the link. Our flyer is there of the private team camp. Our coaches packet. I give you marketing strategies and tactics to use. Just think about this. If you have 65 of your kids in your team, you tell the parents you want to go wash cars in the sun and make $222. No, neither do I. You want to sell candles or sell pizza and make $2 on a pizza? Nobody wants to do that. Those are silly, outdated fundraisers. Would you like to have a Purler Wrestling private team camp? Our kids can come for $175. Everyone else comes for $295. Our kids get a $200 video series. So do all of the kids. Me as the head coach and 2 of my assistants get the full Purler Wrestling Online Academy, which is the full-blown program. It's $400 for the first year, $200 after that, all free for life. So our kids can start it, our coaches can implement this system into our team. So we're getting so much here, and it's going to be a fundraiser. So why don't you guys, once a week, I'm going to share our flyer, and I want you to share that to all of your friends. Now you can have maybe 80,000, 90, 100,000 people seeing your flyer of information about your camp. Make your parents share this, and make your kids share it. Share it to their Instagram page. Share it to their story. You get all of your kids and their parents sharing this, you can make this advertising go viral. But I do have marketing strategies for you as well, and we'll even help with the marketing as well, because I don't want camps to cancel. Okay, I never cancel. You'll never lose your deposit with me. We'll rebook it. You say, hey, we have low numbers, Nick. Fine, we'll do it over Christmas break. I'll help advertise. That's the reason I charge, you guys pay our hotel, because I'm dumping money into helping you guys with the marketing and advertising side of it. But let's be honest, if you were having James McIntyre come and do a camp, that's cool. But when you have Purler Wrestling show up to the camp, people know us because, you know, we have a massive advertising budget. We have 100,000 followers on social media. We've been doing this since 1999. You guys can benefit from that. Why do I charge a flat fee? This is why. I used to do a camp. They'd say, hey, come to our camp. We're going to pack the house for you. And we show up. You drive 8 hours. They say there's going to be 50 or 60 kids. They're like, you know what? We're going to charge $80. You know, you're gonna be able to make it worth your while, right? Because obviously you're gonna spend a day and a half in a car, 2 days in a gym. I mean, you can't do that for free, right? I mean, you don't work for free. None of us can work for free. So then you show up and there's 13 kids. Coach is stressed out. It's 8:30 in the morning. There's only 12 kids there. 3 of them are 5 years old. They never wrestled before. This is a true story, I'm telling you. This is when I just basically said, I'm done doing traveling camps. I'm just going to do camps at our gym. People kept calling and calling and calling. And I said, fine, we'll do you write a check. I'll help advertise. I'll do the camp. $40 a day per wrestler based on 40 kids. I'll buy the airfare. I'll rent the cars. If you open it up to the surrounding community, you keep all the money. What do I care? And that's how we do that. And that's why we're doing this. Now, I would tell you, as far as charging, make sure you charge your kids something. You high school coaches especially, you know, you have a social worker mindset. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do too. You know, a lot of us in coaching, you know, don't make assumptions that everybody can't afford it. There's a difference between can't afford and don't want to afford, right? You could have probably afford a new car right now, but you're like, I don't need a new car. It's just not worth it. The value isn't there. It's just not something I want to do. A lot of people, they just don't want to afford the camp because they don't want to go, and that's okay. You should not try to charge $20 a day for the camp or $30 a day. They can't get a babysitter for that, right? It's gonna cost them $900 to get a babysitter for 9 hours a day for 5 days. So, you know, the parents have a surplus of money when it comes time to jump in a car and drive 6 hours down the road and go to a national tournament. Their kids get 12, 14, 18 minutes of wrestling for the $600 when they can get 40 matches of live, you know, almost 30 hours of drill time and a $200 video series, all for $275, $295, or if it's a 2.5 day camp, $150. I mean, the math just doesn't add up, right? But they have the money for the fun tournaments, and if they say they can't afford your camp, that's just because they don't want to do the camp. They want to spend their money on the fun tournaments and not the hard training, and that's okay too, right? And so that's one reason you want to charge enough so that you're basically covered. You're not going to have any more parents or teams or members if you charge $175 for a 5-day private team camp with per wrestler than if you charge $295 or $275. You're not going to have one more wrestler. You might as well charge $295 and have 10 less wrestlers, but still make an extra $4 or $5 grand, because people see the value in that. But a lot of it comes down to your marketing. So that's a little bit about our private team camps, how to make it successful. I would always say this: email your parents. If you get 20, 25 yeses, you say, okay, that's step 1. Step 2, send a deposit. And you send them the registration link. If we have this many parents who 100% will be there, you can pay a $50 deposit, non-refundable, or maybe it's $100. And now you lock in 25 of your parents. You have 50 wrestlers on your team. Once you get 25, the next 25 are going to come, right? They're just not going to pass up this opportunity. There's a lot of people who ride the fence. They do it for a living. You're not going to sway them. So you can always count on the fact that there's going to be another 10 or 15 of your team members that will show up when it comes time for the camp. And then you book the camp, and then you start advertising based upon some things I've mentioned here, as well as looking at our coaches packet. Sure, it's about 6 or 7 pages. You should take the time to read it. You might have $10,000 on the line here. Beats the hell out of selling candles, right? So you're like, hey, we're going to read this packet and make this camp work, and Nick's going to help us with some advertising as well. And, you book the camp and you move forward. The last thing I would say is you have to have an online registration. You can do it through Track Wrestling. Those of you who are real savvy on Track Wrestling, you can put this event on Track Wrestling, and now they collect a fee for you. They charge like 3% or something. I would not require parents to get a flyer, fill out the flyer, write a check, lick a stamp. They're not going to do it. You're going to lose 95% of your customer base. You're going to lose thousands of dollars. You probably have a team website anyway. If you don't, find someone that does. Pay some kid or wrestling mom or dad to put a shopping cart on there. It's a plugin. I mean, almost anybody can do it, within 30 minutes. And now you can take money through registration. Then when people are sitting in bed, it's 10 o'clock at night, their friends say, oh, this is an awesome camp. Look at all of these matches we get. Look at this video program. You can even do like fancy Facebook posts. You can use our logo. Just type Purler Wrestling on social media and hit images, or Google it, hit images, take a Purler Wrestling logo off of there, make a nice social media post. And when people are sitting in bed and they're scrolling social media, they're like, dude, let's go to this camp. They're likely to sign up on the spot, right? But if they have to find a flyer somewhere, not that you're not going to use flyers also, because you are, but if you make it easy for the customer, that's the reason Amazon's a $1 trillion company, because it's convenience. They're not selling toothpaste. They're not selling laptop parts. They're selling convenience, and that's what you want to do as well. So make it easy for these parents to sign up for this camp. So there's some insight on the private team camp, and we're looking forward to it. Don't forget, we book these during the season also. And over Christmas break, that's a great time for you guys to do these. And if you're just doing it for your team only, that's cool too. I would say about 60% of the coaches do that. And the main thing is we want to have a great camp, and you're trying to help your kids to get better. And we want to have our coaches on a system. Let me know 24/7. I'm customer support. You let me know, hey, this is our drill plan. This is how we're implementing the system into our team. Once you get the coaches get access to the full online academy, there's a video there. It's about 15 minutes. It tells you exactly how to implement this system, and it can be phenomenal for you guys.